welcome back to South Pole Diecast. I'm Scott. Today we got another Redline, and it's from the Spoiler series. And this is the one called Boss Hog. And this is a pretty unique color that I found. It's in copper, and that's like the second most valuable color for this casting. And of course it's in bad shape, so it's not worth near that. But I did find a place, Bright Vision, that carries their Nitro Flame paints, which are their version of Spectra Flame, and they have copper. So I've got that on order, and we're going to redo this in copper. And then, of course, I got the decals coming from Second Chance Redlines, and we're going to get this thing all nice and restored and back to being cool again. Stay tuned. Okay, so we got the Boss Hoss all apart and drilled out the motor to get it off the body. And then the windshield, there's no cracks, which that looks really good. And the interior is fine. Now the base has got some tarnish on it, and we need to replace those wheels. So we're going to get that cleaned up. And then, of course, we're going to take those stickers off and get this in the citrus strip and see what we're dealing with underneath. And then get this painted back to the copper color that it came in. So stick around. All right, it's that time again. The orange toxic goo, and we're going to take the Boss Hoss body and plop that in. Down she goes. And we're going to let this soak for a few hours and come back and see what's underneath. So stay tuned. Okay, so we got the body out of the citrus strip, and now I'm going to use my Scotch-Brite wheel and just kind of prep the metal, so then when I go to use the flitz to polish it to get that great shine for the paint, I'm just taking my time going over it. And you can actually see there on the left quarter pounder, and then watch when I use the wheel how much it does actually brighten it. So I really believe it does help when you go to use your flitz. Right there. Now watch. Look how it brightens that up. Alright, let's continue on. Okay, so after I went over the whole body with the Scotch-Brite wheel and prepped it, now I'm going to put on some flitz polish, and we're going to polish this casting up to a chrome-like finish. And it takes very, very little flitz to polish these bodies. I mean, I've got a medium-sized tube, and I've been doing this hobby for over 2.5 years and never have bought another tube, and I still got close to half a tube left, maybe a little under. So we're just gonna start here and start polishing and get this thing looking good, so when I put the Spectra Flame paint, it'll look really nice. This is a part that I love doing. I love doing this part. It's just so satisfying to me. Just take your time, like I've always told you. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so I got everything done for the Boss Hog. I end up going with a different color than originally intended. I wanted to go with the copper, but the place that I got the copper paint from, when I tried it, it was far from being copper. It was like a chocolate brown, way too dark. So I ended up just changing the color to a Windex blue, which I love that color. So I brightened up the engine, and I got the louvers all touched up and got the base all nice and shiny with the Zep degreaser and the Zep calcium rust line remover mixture of 50/50, and then put that awesome Windex blue on the body and got those decals on. So let's put this together and see what it looks like. Okay, so here's where we started with the Boss Hoss. Missing a lot of paint, so let's get to the reveal and see how I did with it. Okay, so here she is, a fully restored Boss Hoss in Windex blue. and I think she turned out great. I love the looks of her. I detailed the tail lights and the grill, and this was a fun build, and I want to do all the spoiler series, and I still got a few to go. So if you like this video, hit the like button, leave some comments below about it, and subscribe because it's always free. And we'll see you next time, guys.